Hey there, good morning, guys. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. Click on that little bell so you're alerted to all my videos. This is start number 12 for the Ryan experiment using STRAT-O-MATIC. As of the 10th start, Ryan's strikeouts per 9 innings were 8.1, whereas in reality it was 9.9, so he was a little bit below. But last game, he had an outstanding game. He had 13 strikeouts. Walks are 5.5 in reality versus 5.3 in the replay, so that's extremely close. He's got 9 complete games and innings pitched. I believe he's at 94, and I will have updated stats in start number 13. But let's get started. It's May 23rd, 1974. What were you doing, California at KC? Let's start off with the lineup for the California Angels. It's Mickey Rivers. He's in center field. Denny Doyle, the second baseman. Batting second. Batting third is Bobby Valentine. He's in left. Terrible left fielder. Frank Robinson, the DH. Bob Oliver playing first base. Not very good. 3. Joe LaHood, and he is the right fielder. Not very good. Paul Shaw, third baseman. Not very good. Batting seventh. Batting eighth is Ellie Rodriguez, a above average catcher with a 2, -2. And then, of course, it's Dave Chalk, the poor fielding shortstop, not a great hitter either. And that's what we got. I'm just doing Nolan Ryan starts. Nolan Ryan is, I believe, 8-3, I believe he is, his record. 9-3, 8-3, something to that effect. His last one was the 20th. You know what? I have to look. It's 8-3 or 9-3, something like that. I have his stats somewhere. Let's see if. Here it is. 8-3. Okay, that's his record. And let's start. Well, let me go over quickly the Kansas City lineup. It's going to be so you can take a look at these sweet cards from. Did I just something just happened? There he goes. I don't know why that's happening. That's weird. Huh. All right. Okay, so it's Nolan Ryan, pitcher on the mound for the Angels. Jim Wolford. In left field. He's a 4, not very good. Cookie Rojas, the second baseman. He's a 2, pretty good. Amos Otis, a 1. He's probably the top fielder on both teams with a -4 arm in center field. John Mayberry batting cleanup, a 2, pretty good. Hal McRae is a right fielder, a 4 with a +4. So we're going to be running on the right fielder. Richie Scheinblum, and he's the DH. And I think my printer was running out of ink when I printed that card out. Fran Healy, the catcher, a 3, 0 arm. He is batting 7th. Batting 8th is Freddie Patek, a shortstop, 2, pretty good. George Brett, a third baseman, 2, pretty good, batting 9th. So let's get started. Bruce Del Canton on the mound for the Angels. He will be facing Mick the Quick. And here is the pitch. We're playing STRAT-O-MATIC OOP advanced. And it's a 5, so it'll be off the pitcher against a lefty, a 5 and a 6. And that's banged up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So Mick the Quick is on at first. And we will try to steal with Mickey Rivers. And he will be a 1-15. There, he's held on. And that is a 1-13. And there he goes. And he is out at second base. So it's 2. Doyle is a lefty, so it's 2-6. Mickey is caught stealing. Denny Doyle now with 1 out, nobody on. Pitch from Del Canton. And that is a 2-11 versus the righty. And that's going to be ripped and caught by the third baseman. So ripped to left, and the third baseman snagged it. Next up is Bobby Valentine with 2 outs. Del Canton looks in for the sign. winds and deals. It's a 2 and a 6, and that's going to be popped up. Left side, third baseman, George Brett, he's there, and that retires the side. So no runs, a hit, nobody left. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score with the Royals coming to bat. All right. Ryan facing Jim Wolford, right-hander. And that is a 4 and a 3, and that is banged to the shortstop with a 12. Where's that chart? My shortstop is terrible. A 4 and a 12 is going to be a play that he makes over to first, and time went away. So Wolford bounces out to the shortstop. Next up is Cookie Rojas, right-handed hitter. And that's a 3 and a 7. And that is line base hit. Slaps one to the opposite field, to right field. Rojas is on. Does he steal? He's a C. And a C -2 and -2. We're not going to do that. Next is Amos Otis. Here's a pitch, and that's a 1 and a 5. And that's going to be a hard hit ground ball right at the shortstop Chalk, who whips it to Doyle and to Oliver, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. No runs, one hit, nobody left. Top of the second, here we come. Dal Canton on the mound for the Royals against Frank Robinson. Power hitting Frank Robinson with a 1 and a 7, and that's a drive in the gap. And that is going to be 2 bases. No, and Robinson is trying for third. Here is the relay, and he is safe with a triple. Frank Robinson connects for a triple, a 1-7. Yikes. It's a splits 1-4. 1-4 triple, 5-20 single. And he gets a triple out of it. And so he's at third base. They're going to allow the run to score here early in the game. Here's Bob Oliver. A 3 and a 6, and that's going to be strike 3. Got him. Big K there for Canton. He needed that. He needs another one. Joe LaHood, the lefty. And that's a pitch, and that's a 4 against the lefty, and a 9, and that's going to be bounced to second base. X. Infield is back. Second baseman is a 2. Roll the 20, and runners advance 1 base, so the run will score. 1-0 Angels. RBI for LaHood. A productive out. And 2 out, nobody on. Paul Shaw. Here's the pitch, and that's a 5 and a 7. And that is strike 3. That retires the side. That's second strikeout in the inning for Dal Canton. 1 run on 1 hit. And we move to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Angels, with Nolan Ryan facing Mayberry McRae and Richie Scheinblum. And the pitch to Mayberry, a left-handed power-hitting first baseman. It's a 4 and a 6. Struck him out. So Ryan blows a fastball by Mayberry. Next is Hal McRae, righty hitter. And that is a 5 and a 7. That's ball 4, the first walk allowed by Ryan. In his last start, he walked 7, struck out 13. Here is Richie Scheinblum. And he is a switch hitter, so he'll be batting lefty, a 6 and a 6. And that is going to be a drive in the gap. Rivers is going, he's going, and Rivers comes up with it. Nice play, Mick the Quick. Turned on the Jets and was able to track it down. A shot to right center field. And now it's Fran Healy. Steps in the box with 1 on and 2 out. Here's the pitch. And that's a 1 and a 9er. And that's going to be ball 4. So Healy walks. And Healy's got a ton of walks on his card, by the way. All in that column 1. And column 1 on left, column 1 versus right. Got a lot of 7, 8, and 9 walks. So it's first and second. And here comes Freddie Patek. 5-4. And that's when he's standing on a chair. Nolan Ryan checks in with Ellie Rodriguez, and he sets and deals the pitch. And this is a big one. It's a 5 and an 8, and struck him out. That's a second K for Ryan in this inning. 2 Ks and 2 walks. And no runs, no hits, 2 left. Go to the top of the third. Bruce Dalcanton is going to face the bottom of the order. Ellie Rodriguez, followed by Dave Chalk, and then Mickey Rivers. The pitch, and that's a 6 and a 6. And that's going to be a 1-6 single, and that is ripped and caught by the second baseman. Second baseman, Cookie Rojas, right there. Here is Dave Chalk with a 4 and a 6, and that's ball 4. So Chalk walks. He is not a base stealer. He's a C. Actually, he could be able to go because the catcher's terrible. A C. What is a C? A C is 1 to 11, and we're going to steal. There he goes, and he is safe. Dave Chalk picks up a stolen base on its second. And Mickey Rivers is up. Dalcanton with the pitch, and that's a 2 and a 9er, and that is ripped and caught by the first baseman. So ripped down the line into right field, and out of nowhere comes Mayberry, those long arms, and snags it. Great play, John Mayberry. Here's Denny Doyle with 2 out and 1 on, and that is a 6. He's a lefty, a 6 and a 3. That's bounced to short on the shortstop we said was a 2 on the X chart. So a 2, and what we rolled the 1, and that is through for a base hit. And runner will advance only 1 base. So he'll stop at third, first and third. And here is Bobby Valentine. 2 outs, first and third. Bobby Valentine, who popped up in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Dalcanton, and that is a 1 and an 8, and that's going to be lifted to left, a looping liner left field. Coming hard is Wolford. He's coming, and he makes the catch. So no runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and we go to the bottom of the third. Nolan Ryan against George Brett, and then the top of the order. Hold on a sec. What's up with this today? There we go. Huh. The light is acting up weird today. Yeah, but I can't do that because then I can't see the... All right, that's good enough. Okay, so Nolan Ryan versus George Brett. The pitch from Ryan, and that's a 1 and a 7, and that is a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfield and roll to the wall. Playing it off the wall is Rivers, gets it in quickly, and Brett is on its second with a leadoff double. So Jim Wolford is up now. It's 1-0 Angels here in the bottom of the third. The pitch from Ryan, it's a 1 and an 8, and that is trouble. That's going to be down the line into the left field corner, and that's a fair ball. And they're going to wave Brett home. It's tied up, and around second, going for third. Here's the throw from Valentine and the tag, and he is safe with an RBI triple. So that's going to put the go-ahead run at third base with nobody out. And we're going to bring the infield, even though it's early for the infield in, we're going to bring the infield in here. Cookie Rojas, the pitch from Ryan. We need some strikeouts. That's going to be a 6 and a 12, and that is a bouncer to first base. A bouncer to first base. Our first baseman is a 3, so that doesn't. Was that X? What did I say? Was that? Yeah, it is X. All right. So he's a 3 and a 20, and that's going to be. But the wait, we got to look at the infield end as well. Hold on a second. This infield end thing. I should use the other chart in the rule book. All right, so X ground balls. Oh, crap. Ground ball resulting in a hit or an error. Ground ball. Okay, got to see if it's a hit or an error. So then I rolled an 8 on the first baseman, who's a 3, and that is an out. With the infield in. An out, runner on third holds. Okay, so it's other runners advance one base. Okay, so it's a G3, runner holds. So Cookie Rojas hits it, grounds it right to the first baseman, Oliver, who looks Wolford back to third, and now there's one out. Go ahead run is at third base for Amos Otis. Amos Otis is a pretty good hitter here. So Ryan is going to proceed with caution. Here's the pitch from Ryan. It's a 5 and a 10, and that's going to be struck him out. Big K for Ryan, his third strikeout of the day. There's two outs now. And here's John Mayberry, the pitch, and he's a lefty, so that's a 5 and a 3, and that's going to be another bouncer to first base. He's a 3, X chart, and he makes the play. So that retires the side. No runs. One run, on 2 hits, 1 left. Go to the top of the 4th, all tied at 1. All right, Bruce Dalcanton. Let's see if I can bring this up just once. There it goes. Okay, it adjusted itself somehow. I don't know what happened there. All right, Frank Robinson is up against Bruce Dalcanton. Robinson tripled and scored a run earlier in the game. Oop, I didn't roll 3 dice. I didn't roll the 4 dice. I rolled 3 dice. That's a 2 and a 2, and that's going to be a hit by pitch, so he gets plunked. So Robinson on to first. Here's Bob Oliver. And the pitch, it's a 2 and a 7, and that's going to be line base hit. Runner will advance 1 base. They'll stop Robinson at second. So first and second here. The Angels getting to Dalcanton. In the last 3 innings, they've been hitting them. They got 4 hits so far. A walk, a hit by pitch, and here's Joe LaHood. Dalcanton checks in with Fran Healy for the sign, sets and deals, and that's a 1 and a 10, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. And B, I think that means only the guy on third can advance. Let's see. Runner on first is out. Batter is safe. Okay, batter is. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Batter is out. Fly. Runner on third scores. Others hold. But I think I could advance. I think I could advance from second to. Should hit the camera in my head. I think I can't really determine the rule, but I believe I can advance. The ball is hit to 110. It's hit to center field. You know what? At center field, I'm just going to play it safe. If it was to right field, I try to advance. I think I can still advance. I got to reread that rule. I got the darn rules next to my bed. All right. Paul Shaw, Bruce Dalcanton, first and second, 1 out, top of the 4th. Game is tied at 1 apiece. We're playing out of production 1974. And here's the pitch, and it's a 2 and a 7, and that's going to be lined and caught by the shortstop. So it's ripped, and right at the shortstop, Freddie Patek. Let's make sure that's a 2 and a 7, and that is line out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. Ellie Rodriguez now. Bruce Dalcanton waits for the sign, shakes off Healy. Healy calls timeout, takes a couple of steps towards the mound, and we're ready to go. Rodriguez lined out to the second baseman in the 3rd. He's up again here in the 4th. Here's the pitch, and that's a 1 and 11, and that's going to be bounced to short, charged by Patek. Patek throws on the run and gets Rodriguez. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Got a pretty good game going here. Let's slide some of this down a little bit so we can slide this over and get a little bit more comfortable. There we go. All right, because the score sheet is moving. All right, here is Jim Wolford. Wolford, no, it's not Jim Wolford. It's Hal McRae is up. Hal McRae, he walked in the 2nd inning. Ryan Wines and deals. And it's a 1 and a 9er, and that's going to be line. Base hit center field. He rips one to center. Hal McRae is on at first, and will he steal? He's a C, and I'm -2, and plus being held, so no. And Richie Scheinblum, the pitch, and that he's a lefty, so that's going to be a 5 and an 8. Strike 3, number 4 on the day for Ryan. Fran Healy's next. And the pitch, and that's a 6 and a 7. And that's going to be a line drive caught by the second baseman. L4. A lot of line outs with this game. And next is Freddie Patek. Pitch from Ryan. It's a 5 and a 9er. And that's going to be strike 3, and that's number 5 for Ryan. So no runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Go to the top of the 5th inning. Bruce Dalcanton's facing the bottom of the order, Chalk. Got a good crowd here today. May 23rd, 1974. The pitch, and that's a 4 and an 8, and that's going to be ball 4. So Chalk walks for the second time. He won't be stealing this time. And Mickey Rivers. Mickey Rivers is a good hit and run guy, so let's try it. And there goes the runner. And what's it say? Hit and run. We rolled an 11, and that is batter misses pitch. Roll a 20-sided die for the steal result. And he is safe. Second stolen base of the day for Chalk. All right, Mickey Rivers now. It's a 4 and a 9, and that's going to be a bouncer to second base. Second baseman is a 2. And what I roll, a 9, I said, and a 3. There's not going to be a fielder's choice, but it's the second we're going to advance the runner. 4-3. And a runner in scoring position now. We're bringing the infield in again here in the 5th. Danny Doyle, the pitch from Dal Canton. It's a 3 and a 7, and that's going to be line base hit. And the run scores RBI single for Doyle. He's 2 for 3 now, so Denny Doyle is coming up big here with the lumber. And Bobby Valentine now. It's almost Bobby's day. About 10 days away. Bobby Valentine 0 for 2 today. He's popped up and he flied out. And he's got a runner at first. Not going to try to hit and run. Here's the pitch from Dal Canton. It's a 4 and a 9er. A 4 and a 9, and that's bounced to second base. A 20. Second baseman's a 2. And that's going to be a 1, which is a runner advances. So a slow bouncer to second base and charged by Kooky Rojas. And he throws out Valentine. Runner on second now. Scoring position for Frank Robinson, who's 1 for 1 with a triple. He was hit by the pitch in the 4th. Here's the pitch from Dal Canton. It's a 5 and a 10, and that is struck him out, and that retires the side. So 1 run on 1 hit. They leave 1, and the Angels lead it 2-1. So a big RBI single by little Denny Doyle. I call him Brian a lot of times. All right, bottom of the order, George Brett, and I see this kid with a big future, George Brett. He can really hit the ball. So let's see. Here's Ryan with the pitch, and that is a 3 and a 7, and that will be bounced to second base. Easy play for Doyle, and they retire George Brett. Youngster has a lot of confidence and hits the ball hard. Here is Jim Wolford now with a 1 and 11, and that is a grounder up the middle. Chalk gets there, throws on the run, and 2 outs. Kooky Rojas is next with 2 out, nobody on. And that's a 6 and a 7, and that'll be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field for Kooky's second hit of the day. He's 2 for 3 now, and here's Amos Otis. The pitch from Ryan, and that's a 4 and a 6, and struck him out, and that is number 6 on the day for Ryan. No runs, one hit, one left. We go to the top of the 6th inning. All right, Del Canton facing Bob Oliver. He winds and deals. It's a 2 and a 9, and that is a slow roller to third base. Charging hard is who's over there? Brett. Barehands it, fires to first, and just gets Oliver. Doesn't run well, but that ball was hit so slowly that he had the chance to almost beat it out. Here's Joe LaHood, the left-handed hitting outfielder. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a 4 and an 11, and that's going to be a fly ball left field X with an 8. Our left fielder is a 4. And what are we rolling? 8, and that will be a off his glove. Off his glove, and that's going to roll away from him. And LaHood around second, going for third, and it's going to be a 3-base error. So E7. Wow, so Joe LaHood reaches third on a 3-base error on that 8. Left fielder's a 4, terrible left fielder. Oh no, wait a second. Where did I it's a safe at first on a drop pop. Oh, that's I'm looking at the catcher. That's why. Yeah, it's safe at third on an error. 3 bases. Holy smokes. 3-base error. I haven't seen that in a long time. All right, so Paul Shaw now. The infield is going to come in. The pitch, 3 and a 3 and a 4, and that's going to be popped up middle infield. It's Patek and Rojas. They come together, and it's Patek who calls them off for out number 2. And here's Ellie Rodriguez. The infield backs up. The pitch to Rodriguez. It's a 6 and a 9er, and that is cracked to center field. On the run is Otis, and Otis runs it down to retire the side. No runs, no hits, an error. 1 left. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1. Angels. Ryan facing Mayberry, McRae, and Richie Scheinblum. Here's the pitch. And that is a 5 and a 7, and that will be ball 4, the 3rd walk for Ryan today. We got allowed 3 walks. And I don't think Mayberry's running. No. Here's Hal McRae, and that's a 2 and an 11, and that will be bounced to short. And Chalk charges, flips the second baseman. There'll be no throw as Mayberry goes in hard. 6-4. Fielder's choice for McRae. Now McRae, no, he's not going to steal either. All right. And next is Scheinblum with a 5 and a 2, and that will be a fly out center field X with a 5. Center fielder's a 3. And what did I say? I rolled a 5, and that'll be an out. Runner on third scores. So nice running catch by Mickey Rivers for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Score is 2-1 Angels. Fran Healy's up. Fran Healy walked and lined out. And the pitch from Ryan, that is a 4 and a 7. This should be a strikeout, and it is. Struck him out, number 7. So far he's got 3 walks and 7 strikeouts on the day. So no runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left. We go to top of the 7th. 8 and 9. These Digi Dugout score sheets have very small numbers to hard to read. Dave Chalk is up. He's walked twice and he's got a couple of stolen bases. That's a 1 and a 6, and that is a ground ball to the shortstop Patek, who throws him out easily. First time he's been retired today. So 1 away here in the top of the 7th. Mickey Rivers is up next with a 3 and a 4, and that's going to be ripped and caught, L3. So down the line, and right there is Mayberry again. And it's Doyle now with 2 outs. It's a 1 and an 8, and that is bounced to short. Patek comes hard and gloves it, fires, and in time just gets Doyle by half a step. 3 up and 3 down. Nolan Ryan faces Patek, then Brett, then the top of the order again. And we're in the bottom of the seventh inning stretch. Here's the pitch. And that is a 2 and a 3. And that's popped up left side. Third baseman. Paul Shaw, he's there and hauls it in for the first out. Next is George Brett. Brett doubled and grounded out. And that's a 1 and a 9er. And that's going to be a hard hit ball to the first baseman who will field it. And he will flip to the pitcher covering for out number 2. Jim Wolford now with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 7th. The Angels lead it by a score of 2-1. A run in the 2nd and a run in the 5th for the Angels. And it's a 4 and a 9er, and a 4 and a 9er struck him out, and that ends the inning. So strikeout number 8 for Ryan. So no runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Nolan Ryan. The Express. Dal Canton, his pitcher starter. This is his point of weakness. Well, it was actually the 7th. He's in the 8th now. He can go 9. So, all right, that's going to be a 5 against a righty, a 5. And a 5 will be a bouncer and through the hole for a single for Valentine, who hasn't really been hitting in these games for me. Frank Robinson's next, the pitch from Dal Canton. It's a 3 and a 6, and that is ball 4. So Dal Canton is in trouble of getting pulled 1 base runner away from becoming the dot. Here's Bob Oliver, the pitch from Dal Canton. What happened to the way? There it is. It's 6 and a 4, and a 6 and a 4 is a catcher X with a 16. My catcher's a 3, and a 16 is a wild pitch and then a foul out. So both runners will advance on a wild pitch. And a FO2 in foul territory and over his Healy and reaches into the stands and comes up with it. Great catch by Fran Healy. I know he's going to be a Yankee soon. By 76, I think he's a Yankee. He becomes a Yankee that season. Joe LaHood now with 2nd and 3rd. Infield is in. Here's the pit. You know what? We could walk LaHood. Let's walk him and face Shaw. Intentional walk to LaHood. He's a lefty. We're going to face Shaw. We're not pitch hitting. And that's a 1 and a 5. And that will be a ground ball to 3rd. Ooh, with the infield. The infield was in. I had to have the infield in. No choice. So it's going to be an A ground ball. Runner on 3rd holds. Other runners on base. Trying for a situation below. If the bases are low, situation for instance, runner on 3rd is out. Batter is safe. So it's going to be a ball that's hit to Brett, and he's going to whip it home 5-2. Fielder's choice. Bases are still loaded. And up comes Ellie Rodriguez. So Dal Canton now got one more batter to get through to prevent any more runs from scoring. 2-1 Angels. You don't want to give up any more insurance runs for the Angels. Here's a pitch from Dal Canton, and that's going to be a 2 and an 11. A 2 and an 11. That's going to be a strikeout, and that ends the inning. So he blows a fastball by Rodriguez, and that is strikeout number 3 on the day. So no runs on 1 hit and 3 left. And we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Ryan Express is going to be riding through Rojas, Otis, and Mayberry, we hope. Here is Rojas, who's 2 for 3 today, so he's been giving Ryan trouble. That's a 6 and a 6. And a 6 and a 6 is going to be a drive in the gap. That's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Digging for second is Rojas. The throw, the tag, and he slides. Nice slide. He evaded the tag at second base. So a leadoff double, and that is the tying run at second base. Amos Otis now. Hold on 1 second. We got the crowd is. There we go. All right. Here's the pitch to Otis from Ryan. We need some strikeouts. That's going to be a 5 and an 8, and that will be struck him out. Big K for Ryan. Gives him the heat, blows it by him, and Otis back to the bench he goes. Here's John Mayberry, the pitch, and that's a 5 and a 2. And against a lefty, that's a fly ball center field X with a 6. And it's Rivers who's a 3, and he's after it in the gap, and Rivers on the run. He goes, and he catches up to it. F8. Great catch by Mickey Rivers. And here's Hal McRae, the pitch from Ryan, and that's a 1 and an 8, and that will be line base hit to right. Will Rojas score? We will see. Our right fielder. Okay, let's see. There's 2 outs, so that's a +2. A right fielder, nope, just a +2. Being held, yes, so minus, so it's only a +1. Let's see what Rojas is speed-wise. There's nothing from our right fielder. So Rojas, speed-wise, is going to be a 10. So he's an 11. And here's the throw home, and he is out at the plate. So that was 9-2. And it's a single, and runner is thrown out at the plate. So Hal McRae comes up clutch, but Rojas is thrown out, and we move to the top of the 9th inning. Dal Canton is still in there trying to get both pitchers. So 1 and an 8, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. Coming hard is Otis, and Otis is there for the first out. Next is Mick the Quick, the pitch, and that's a 4 and a 5. And against the lefty, that will be popped up middle infield. It's Patek and Rojas, no, Patek steps in front of him, makes the catch for out number 2. And Doyle, who's got a couple of singles today, that's a 4 and a 4, and that's going to be a fly ball lifted to left field towards the line. Goes Wolford, and Wolford makes a fine running catch. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for the Royals against Ryan. He's going to try for a complete game. That would be his, I think, 10th complete game on the season. This is his 12th start. There's 2 games where he was replaced. So it's the 9th inning. It's going to be Scheinblum, Healy, and Freddie Patek. And we're going to look for a pinch hitter somewhere. Hold on a second. All right, the score is 2-1. Angels are up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And we're going to have a pinch hitter leading off here in the 9th. It's going to be Tony Solita. Nolan Ryan faces the lefty. And then it's going to be Healy and Patek. Now, the actual score of this game was 3-1. Angels, and there were no pinch hitters used in this game. Ryan in this game, actually, in reality, he went 9 innings, got the victory, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts. In this game, he has 3 walks and 8 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts. So pretty close, and he's given up only 1 run, the same as the actual game. But he's given up, I think, a few more hits. That's 2 hits there, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. All right, in actuality, he gave up 4. All right, so here's Tony Solita leading off the top of the 9th. He's got some power, I believe. Home run anywhere, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, he's got a home run at 5, column 3. Here's the pitch, and that's a 6 and a 4, and that'll be an end home run, 1-7, and luckily that's a deep drive to left field. Solita gets a hold of one, goes to the opposite field, to left center field. On the run is Valentine, to the track, to the wall, looks up, and that ball is caught. F7, holy smokes. So Solita gave it a ride. It's a split number. It's a split number on Ryan Oh, he's a lefty. It's a 6. Yep, I looked at the right place. It's a 6 and a 4. And a 6 and a 4 is N home run. He's got an N power versus both sides. And that just, well, I mean, it's 4-20 is a flyout. And not to left field, but to right field. So that's why I went back to double check. So it's off Ryan's card. And he's a lefty, so it is a 4. 1-3 would have been a home run. And the flyout is 4-20. All right, so that's one away. Phew. That was scary there. And next up is, I used the viewer for that card, by the way. Fran Healy's up next. He's 0-2 with a walk. Pitch from Ryan, and that's a 2 and a 6. And that'll be bounced to short. Chalk over to first, 2 down. So the Royals are down to the last out here in the bottom of the ninth. Score is 2-1. Freddie Patek, who if gets on base, he can cause havoc because he's got good speed. Nolan Ryan gets the sign from Ellie Rodriguez. He winds and deals, and that's going to be a 3 and a 9er, and that's going to be line base hit center field. So he smacks one to center, played on a hop by Rivers, and there he goes, and he is safe. Stolen base for Patek with George Brett at the plate, and George Brett can hit. A youngster who's got a great future because he's aggressive at the plate and has some great bat control. Very, very confident. That's one thing that I immediately recognized in seeing George Brett. Definitely tremendous potential. 1974 George Brett. I think he came up in 74, I believe. All right. So Patek is at second base in scoring position. And George Brett is up. Here's the pitch from Ryan. And that's going to be a 2 and a 6. And that's going to be line base hit left field. And we're going to try to score. We're going to try to score Patek. He was held on, so that's -1. There's 2 outs, so that's +1. Patek is really high, and he scores. The game is tied. RBI single, big clutch single for George Brett. And we are tied at 2 apiece here in the bottom of the ninth. Jim Wolford leads it off. Let's see if Brett can steal as well. A -2, a -4. And he's stealing C, so no, he's not going to go. The difference was that Patek was like stealing A, so he was 1-15, and it was -4, it was 11. I rolled a 7. So he stole that base and scored thanks to that stolen base. So here is Ryan versus Jim Wolford. And the pitch, it's a 2 and a 10. And that is going to be a fly ball center field. On the run is Rivers, and Rivers catches up to it to retire the side. So 1 run on 2 hits, and the game is tied at 2 apiece going into the 10th. So both starting pitchers are still in there. Now, neither can go more than 11 innings. That's the rule. Actually, he can't go anymore, so we're going to have a new pitcher here for the Royals. All right, it's going to be Marty Patton, the right-hander, and he will be, I smacked the camera with my head again. He will be facing Bobby Valentine here in the top of the 10th inning. Valentine today is 1 for 4. Here's the pitch, and that's a 6 and a 7, and that will be struck him out. So gets him with the curveball. Out in front is Valentine for the first out of the inning. Here's Frank Robinson. Robinson's 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a walk. The pitch, and that's a 6 and an 8. And a 6 and an 8 will be a drive in the gap, and that's going to get cut off by center fielder Otis, so he kept it to a single. It looked like it was going to get by, but no, Otis got there quickly, and Frank Robinson, not a speedy guy, but not going to pinch run here for him yet. You know what? Well, I don't have a lot of players. Let's see what I got. All right, so a guy named Morris Nettles is going to come in to pinch run for Robinson, the DH, and he will, I guess, stay in to play DH. And Nettles is a base stealer for sure. He is an A, so that's 1 to 15, 1 to 13 being held. Healy has nothing. So there goes Nettles, and he is safe. Now, I think that roll means there could. Oh, we don't have that. Okay, here. That's for super advanced. All right, so stolen base for Nettles, 1 out, runner on second. Bob Oliver, a pitch from Patton. And that is a 5 and a 10, and that's going to be a fly ball center field X. Center fielder's a 1 and an 18, and that is going to be a off Otis's glove. That's hard to believe on a 1. 18 is the only one that's actually an error on an outfielder who's a 1. So off his glove and gets kind of dribbles away from him, and he picks it up. Scoring is Nettles, and it's a 2-base E8. Going to second is Oliver. So it's 3 to 2 now. And Joe LaHood is up. A pitch from Patton. It's a 4 and a 2, and that's going to be bounced to short. With a 13, Patek is a 2. And that's a play. He makes the play, holds the runner at second. 2 away now. And it's Paul Shaw. Pitch from Patton. That's a 6 and a 6. And that is bounced to second with a 12. Second baseman Rojas is a 2. And the 12. And he fields it cleanly, throws him out, and that retires the side. So, but they come up with a big run here on the 2-base error. A single, a stolen base, and then a 2-base error. They lead it 1 run on 1 hit. And it's 3 to 2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Ryan is still in the game. Pushing Ryan to the limit. He will be facing Rojas. Leading off, Rojas today has 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double. Here's the pitch. And that's a 3 and a 7. And that's going to be line base hit to right. So he slaps one to right, and he's on at first. Not a great base stealer. He'll hold on. Amos Otis, not a great hit and run guy. So we're just going to hit away. So that is already 3 in 2 innings. No, it's 4 in 2 innings. Here's the pitch. Oh, but wait, there was a run. I think the run counts as 1, and then plus 3 hits. So we're going to go to the bullpen. All right, so Ryan is out. We got Dave Sells. He's facing Amos Otis. Run around first, nobody out. And the pitch, it's a 2 and a 6. 2 and a 6, and that's going to be a drive, a base hit, cut off by center fielder Rivers, going to third. First and third now is Rojas. He stops at third. Infield is in for the Angels. It's 3 to 2 Angels, but the Royals are threatening here with runners on first and third. John Mayberry. Here's the pitch from Sells, and that's a 2 and a 7, and that is a ground ball to third. B. Let's see what happens here. Ground ball to third B. Runner on third is out. Other runners nobody out, so I'm going to hold. Other runners will advance. So it's going to be ground ball to third, and they throw to first to get the out. It's an automatic homebrew I have with nobody out. The runner at third holds. So that's 1 out. First, second, and third now. We're going to walk McRae intentionally to load the bases and pitch to Salida. Salida. Potato. Tomato. All right, so Sells is going to face Tony Salida with the bases loaded. Infield is in. Here's the pitch, and that is a 4 and a 5, and that's a fly ball center field. That's deep enough. Tagging up is Rojas, and he will score, and this game is tied at 3 apiece. RBI for Tony Salida. Runners are still on first and second now. And here's Fran Healy. pitch from Sells, and that is a 6 and a 6, and that's going to be a fly ball in the gap. After it is Valentine. Will he get there? Yes. So Valentine runs it down, but one run comes in, tying the game. 1 run on 2 hits. They leave a couple, and we go to the top of the 11th. It's going to be Ellie Rodriguez leading off against Marty Patton. Pretty good game we got going here. All right, so Ellie Rodriguez is up against Marty Patton. It's the 11th inning. Scores 3-3. The pitch, it's a 6 and a 5. 6 and a 5. It's bounced to short with a 1. Shortstop is a 2. And that's going to be a base hit past the diving Freddie Patek. So a single for Rodriguez. And next is Chalk. And he is a good bunter. So we are bunting. We know he's bunting. So he's going to be a B bunter. But he's got to bunt anyway. And it's a 5. Should be a good bunt. And it is batter thrown out by pitcher. So a sacrifice 1-4. Going to second is the slow-footed catcher. And should I bring in a pinch? Bring in a pinch runner because I do have another catcher. So let me bring in the pinch runner here. All right, I believe Sandy Alomar is still with the team. I know he goes over with the Yankees, but we're going to say he's on the team, and he's going to run. He's 1-16. So, and then Sands is going to be the new catcher. So Alomar comes in, pinch run, and then there's going to be Sands will be the new catcher. All right. So that is a sacrifice and X for the pinch runner. Mickey Rivers with the speedy 116. Sandy Alomar pinch running. Here's the pitch from what did I do with Patton? What did I do? Here it is. Okay, I put Patton to the side. All right, so here's Mickey Rivers pitch, and that's a 6 and a 4. And a 6 and a 4 is a ground out to third base. Oh, no, it's popped up. Sorry, popped up, and that's Brett over there, and he makes the catch for the second out. And now it's Doyle who's got 2 hits today. He's 2 for 5. Danny Doyle, Marty Patton checks in with Healy for the sign, sets and deals the pitch, and that's a 3 and a 7. And a 3 and a 7 against a righty is going to be line base hit. And the Angels go up 4-3 here in the 11th. A big RBI single, the second big RBI single of the day for Doyle, and he's 3 for 6 now. So he's having an excellent day. Not a good base runner. And scoring is the pinch runner, Sandy Alomar. Bobby Valentine is next. The pitch from Patton. It's a 4 and a 10. And that will be, he's a righty, so 4 and a 10 is going to be bounced to short with a 7. Shortstop is a 2 and a 7. He scoops it up over to second for the force, and that retires the side. But they pick up a run here on 2 hits, and they lead it by a score of 4-3. Going to the bottom of the 11th, let's see if David Sells can hold off the Royals offense. They have the Angels have not been able to do that. Every time they had a lead, the Royals have come right back in what is a seesaw battle from beginning to end. So it's 4-3 now. In the bottom of the 11th, it's going to be Patek, Brett, and Wolford. So Patek is key to this inning, I believe, because once he gets on base, he creates havoc the way with his speed. So they're going to have to do what they need to do to prevent him from reaching base. So there's a lot of pressure here on Dave Sells to get by Freddie Patek. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be a 4 and an 8. And a 4 and an 8 is line base hit. So Freddie Patek slaps one to center field, and he's on with a single. O is dangerous. He is an A -2, -4. Oh, with Sands. Sands is got no arm at all. He's a 0. So he's got no arm. All right, so we got a new catcher there. So it's just a 2 from being held. So he goes to 13. And we're going to try to steal again. And there goes Patek to throw down, and he is safe. So Freddie Patek steals second in scoring position for George Brett, who singled them home earlier in the game in the bottom of the 10th inning. The Angels went up 3-2 in the bottom of the 10th, and it was George Brett who singled home Freddie Patek. It's deja vu all over again. Actually, no, it was the bottom of the 9th. Excuse me, bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 10th was a sacrifice fly by Solita, who tied the game again. So it was 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th, and Brett singled home Patek after he had stolen a base. And same thing here. Single, steals a base, and now it's George Brett. Let's see if George Brett can bring him in. Here's the pitch from Sells, and that's a 6 and a 4 against the lefty. A 6 and a 4 is ball 4. He walks him. So he's very, very careful, and he walks Brett. That's showing a lot of respect for that youngster. And the way he swings the bat, he's got a big future in this league at George Brett. All right, Jim Wolford now with first and second, nobody out, and Wolford is going to bunt or hit away. He's a C bunter. He's going to square, and it's an 8. An 8 bunt. Let's see if it's a good one. Batter is thrown out by first baseman, so it is a good bunt. It's going to go 3-4. Both runners advance. Second and third infield will come in. I don't know the outfield in rule, but we can just make one up. All right, Cookie Rojas was second and third, 1 out. Rojas today has got 4 hits. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk Rojas. Intentionally walk Rojas, who's got 4 hits. He's on fire today. Got 3 singles and a double. And we're going to face Amos Otis. And Sells can go 3. He's gone. He came in here. That's 1. This is only his second inning. All right, so here's the pitch to Amos Otis with the infield in and the outfield in. And that's going to be a 4 and a 9 against a righty. A 4 and a 9 is line. Base hit. And 2 runs can score, and this could be the game with George Brett. Let's see his speed. And it was hit to 4-9 is a righty. 4-9 is a single to right. And right fielder is a 0. So George Brett's speed is a there's only how many outs? There's 1 out. George Brett's speed is a 1-13. He was being held at second, so it's 1-12. So it's 1-12. They're going to try with 1 out. You know what? We're going to try to score him. So 1-12. The throw from the right fielder, Joe LaHood. The relay is going to go to, well, this is singles. So I usually, on singles, I don't do relays. On doubles, I do relays. On singles, I just do straight up throw home. It's going to be the tag by Sands. And here's the throw. And this is either the game or not. And he is out at the plate. Holy smokes. And the other runner will advance. So they throw out. Patek scores. They throw out Brett at the plate. And it goes 9-2. Moving to, and that's on a single by Otis. Otis moves to second on a throw, and so does Rojas. So it's second and third now with 2 outs. And the batter is John Mayberry. And here's the pitch to Mayberry. Actually, we shouldn't walk Mayberry in face. Hal McRae, even though Hal McRae is... Hal McRae is a righty, be righty on righty. So we're going to walk the lefty to face the righty. Hal McRae Here's the pitch. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth. The game is tied at 4-piece. And the pitch, it's a 2 and a 6. And a 2 and a 6. Lined. Base hit. Game over. And Hal McRae with a huge RBI single. And they score 2 runs in the bottom of the, 9, 10, 11th on 1, 2, 3 hits. And Hal McRae gets mobbed. The game-winning hit off the bat of Hal McRae against Dave Sells, who just couldn't get anybody out, to be honest with you. It was a single, a walk, sacrifice, an intentional walk, a single, an intentional walk, and then single. Scoring is Rojas from third base. The game is over. Final score is 5-4. The Royals pull it out. Wow, let's quickly do the crazy game. Let's quickly do the hits in green. 3 hits there. Hit, 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 hit. They hit a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits in the last 3 innings. That's why they kept on coming back. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hits total for the Royals. And for the Angels, hit. That's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits for the Angels. And let's see how Ryan did. Ryan went 8 and 2/3. No, wait a second. Ryan went 9. 9 and a third. Just 9. He went 9. And he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. That run scored, so he gave up 2 runs, 2 earned runs. Walks, he had how many walks? 3 walks. Gave up that run in the 9th, I believe. Yeah, he pitched the 9th and he gave up that run in the 7, 8, and 9. So he gave up that run in the 9th. All right, so Ryan went 9 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. And errors, let's see if there were any errors here. I know there was an error. There was a couple of errors in this game. No, the Angels didn't seem to commit any errors from what I'm seeing here. They did not commit any errors. But the Royals did commit an error there. Otis made an error. He had a wild pitch. There's another error, a 3-base error here against the left fielder Wolford. So outfield had a tough time. They were pretty rough out there, sloppy. So its final score: Kansas City, 5 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. California with 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Ryan gets a no decision, so we got to pop that into his stats, and he's right around where he should be based on this. His strikeouts need to go up a little bit, and they have been going up a little bit, so I'm not sure who is on the schedule next, but I will find out. This is his 12th start, the Ryan experiment. Thanks for watching. This is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Click on that little bell so you get alerted to my videos, and I will see you very soon. Take care.